I lost my daughter and my granddaughter on the same day. Tragedy, they were murdered. They didn't die in a car accident. They didn't have diseases. It was a carbon monoxide poisoning. They died. My daughter died by the hands of a man who she's married. And yes, she had filed for divorce. And then people, my family, tried to blame me as well. But my daughter told me nothing about what was going on. She didn't tell her dad. She didn't tell her boss. She didn't tell her co-workers. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Everybody in marriages and relationships have disagreements. But to that extent, because that man had issues. He had issues for years that he did not address. Mainly mental health issues. And then he was most definitely a heavy drinker. So just so much. And for me to get treated that way during this tragedy, by people who call themselves my family, all because I wanted to be involved with what's going on, that speaks more about them. I'm just going to live my life, continue to love God, find ways, which I'm finding, to honor my daughter Chantel and my granddaughter Kimana. Think about them every day. And just hold on to God's hands, because I know He's here with me. And I know He never left me. I do know that.
Chantel Sharieff was the very definition of resilience, a woman who fought like hell to build a better life despite being chained to a nightmare. She endured years of abuse and venom from the man who was supposed to protect her, all while nurturing and raising her brilliant 6-year-old daughter, Kimani. Chantel poured herself into her goals, grinding through sleepless nights and endless stress until she proudly earned her registered nursing degree from Stevenson University in 2024. By the following year, Kimani was starting school herself, a smart, funny, high-achieving little girl ready to begin her own journey, just like her mom. To the outside world, they looked like a picture of success, a dedicated mother and her bright young daughter chasing dreams. But behind the closed doors of their home, a storm was brewing. Mustafa, Chantel's husband and Kimani's father, had turned their house into a war zone. The abuse was so relentless that Chantel and Mustafa were living in separate parts of the house like bitter strangers trapped under one toxic roof, barely co-parenting while navigating his rage. Mustafa was jobless, angry, and absolutely insufferable, a ticking time bomb who made his feelings crystal clear. If Chantel ever left him, there would be hell to pay. Chantel, desperate to break the cycle and give her daughter a safe, peaceful life, finally made the bold move to file for divorce on August 18, even while still living in the same house as her abuser. It was an act of courage, a declaration that she and her daughter deserved better, but Mustafa saw it as betrayal. Just 10 days later, after receiving those divorce papers, he decided to make good on his threat, proving in the darkest, most violent way imaginable that some men would rather destroy everything than watch a woman walk away. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. On August 28, 2025, police in Catonsville, Maryland, were dispatched for what sounded like a simple check-on-subject call around 3:30 p.m. to the 700 block of Wilton Farm Drive. What they were about to walk into was no wellness check. It was a nightmare wrapped in drywall and quiet suburban deceit. Chantel's mother, Shirley, had been frantic all day. Her daughter hadn't shown up for work, and no one had heard from 6-year-old Kimani, who had just started school and should have been home laughing about her first week. Shirley knew Chantel was having serious problems with Mustafa, but she was about to find out just how deep his hatred ran. When officers entered the home, they discovered a scene so horrifying it was hard to breathe.
From his townhouse on Wilton Farm Drive, Ethan Streets spotted police arriving at one of his neighbors' homes on Thursday and watched what unfolded as officers responded to a call to check on a subject.
I look back over, the door's open, the cops go in like 10 seconds later, then, they come back out and then like 12 more cop cars show up and then they start putting crime scene tape up. I saw this lady, she was laying on her back in the drive, like their parking spot, like crying. And then I guess her husband was holding her.
Neighbors would later learn police had discovered the bodies of 3 people inside. And police now say it was an adult female who showed evidence of trauma, a child who suffered a gunshot wound, and an adult male.
Chantel had been tortured, her body bearing the proof of Mustafa's unchecked rage. Sweet, innocent Kimana had been shot, her tiny life ripped away before it even began. And in true coward fashion, Mustafa turned the gun on himself after destroying his own family. This wasn't just violence. This was punishment, Mustafa's last, pathetic attempt to exert control over a woman who dared to defy him. In the days that followed, Shirley poured her grief onto social media. She didn't just want to mourn. She wanted to expose the silent suffering her daughter and granddaughter had endured in that house.
Good morning, everyone. This is Shirley from home. First, I want to say thanks to everyone for the heartfelt messages, the phone calls, the texts, the personal visits, everything. I appreciate you all so much. There's so much love that everyone has for me, obviously. This is hard. I never thought in my lifetime that I would go through things I've been through in my life. But I'm learning how strong my faith is, and I'm learning who God is. As you all know, my daughter and my granddaughter, who was 6 years old, was murdered by my daughter's husband. We don't know if he did it Wednesday night. We don't know if he did it Thursday morning. We don't know. I wish I could tell you all that they felt no pain, that he did it in their sleep. But I found out yesterday when the detectives came to talk to me that wasn't the case. Not only did he kill my daughter, he tortured her in ways that are unspeakable. I would give all the money in the world. I would give my life to have my granddaughter, my daughter back. I miss them. I miss their voices. I miss their faces. I miss their hugs and kisses. I miss them horribly. I don't understand why people can be so cruel and do things they shouldn't do to people that they call themselves loving, marrying, having kids with, or just knowing. I don't understand. I don't. But I do know that the devil is real. And I do know mental health is real. And my friends, it's getting worse. The devil knows that his time is short. And he's angry and he's just causing so much havoc in the world. But before things just happen, there are signs. I told my daughter a couple weeks ago, Chantel, you need to get away from him. She said, Mommy, he loves Kimana. He's not going to hurt me. But I knew that wasn't true. He came over here last Thursday to pick up Kimana, unannounced. He was just so different, just in a way I've never seen. His eyes, it's like I saw nothing in them. When he left with my granddaughter, I called Chantel immediately and said to her, Chantel, you need to get away from him. Again, she said, Mommy, he loves Kimana. He's not going to do anything like that. It got to the point I knew he was going to do it, but I didn't know when. My message to everyone out there is, please, women, men, whoever, if there's someone in your life, I don't care if they're your husband, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, family member, I don't care who it is. that's hurting you, hitting you, touching you in any kind of way, whatever the case may be, you have to report it and get away from them. I don't care who it is. When your family tells you, when your friends say to you, something's wrong, listen. Because when you're on the outside, you can see things that you don't see when you're on the inside of the situation. I never thought that they would be gone like this. But I know that God has me. And I know in time, things will get better. I just wish she would have listened. I just wish. I even had told her husband, his name is Mustafa, but he came to get Kiki, that he needed to get some help. But by that time, he was already where he was, mentally, emotionally, and there was nothing that I could do to stop him. When Thursday came, she didn't show up for work, and I had called the cell phone so many times, and her people, her job, her co-workers, her boss, everyone there loved her. And I cannot thank them enough for the love they poured out to me. Or yesterday when I went to a job, the hugs, the conversations were just wonderful. But I would like to say to my daughter, my granddaughter, Chantel, Mommy misses you. She loves you from the moon back, and she will never forget your beautiful face, your accomplishments, everything you did, the way you loved me, the way you loved Kimana. Kimana, Grandma misses you. Your face, your smile, you being feisty, your little teeny body frame like mine, and your willingness to help, even when things were bigger than you, your hugs, our silly FaceTime, you singing to so many different things. Please, everyone. Again, mental health is real. Please, get some help. Get out, get away, whatever you need to do. If it's you, get some help. If it's somebody that you're with and things just don't seem right, don't feel right, don't look like things going on, please get away. Get out. Get out. Thanks everyone. God bless.
On September 11, 2025, Shirley buried both of her babies in a ceremony soaked in heartbreak and unimaginable sorrow. Afterward, she returned to her community online, sharing memories and grief, and demanding that Chantel and Kimana not be remembered only for the violence that ended their lives, but for the love and light they brought to everyone around them.
Hey everyone, this is Shirley coming from home. I just got in for my daughter Chantel's and my granddaughter Kimana's funeral. I am missing them. And I'm going to miss them. But I know they're with God. And I keep hearing two things in my ears. Peace, safe, And it comes again. Peace, safe. I thank God for giving me the strength that He's given me through this process. I thank God for sending me people who really loved Chantel and who really loved me and Kimana as well, even though she was 6 years old. I thank God for just holding me and letting me know it's going to be okay. Now I'll tell you this. Since the situation started, 2 individuals Chantel's job had came forth and told the administration that they're having problems at home as far as abuse. So God is doing what God is going to do with the situation. I can't look back. I have to keep pushing forward. But laws have to change. Things need to be done. Again, I'll say this again, because I'm tired. I need to go get some rest. I'm just exhausted. But anyone, man, woman, child, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't care who it is. If someone's hurting you any kind of way, that's physically, verbally, emotionally, financially, whatever, talk to somebody about it. Because if not, it could lead to what I just went through. And we don't want this. We don't want any more of this. I'm begging you. If you're someone that needs to talk to a therapist, get one. Please. Please. No one deserves this. I'm a mother and I just lost my daughter and my granddaughter the same day because of mental health issues. Abuse. I don't even know what to say. I know all of this. I believe that the devil is real as well, because some things that were done were just unspeakable. But because I love God, because I know God loves me, I know I'm going to be okay. And so was Chantel's dad. My daughter lived a good life. She was 42 years old. She gave love and she got it back. Her legacy is one of love. I saw it with my own eyes from different directions. And people I haven't seen in years came out. New people came out. The hugs and the conversations about Chantel, the conversations about Kimana, just made my heart feel like, wow. God gave me an amazing child to look over, and an amazing granddaughter to look over as well. And I thank God for both of them. Everyone, please love God, love yourself first. Let anyone else come after that. That's the way it should be. You're worth it. You're worth being happy. You're worth being loved. Remember that.
The bitter irony. Chantel, like so many women living in domestic terror, had been doing everything right. She was raising her daughter, working hard, and had finally filed for divorce just 10 days earlier, a bold move toward freedom that Mustafa could not tolerate. This man, jobless, bitter, and marinating in his own failure, couldn't summon the strength to be a provider or a protector. Instead, he devoted every ounce of energy to breaking the very family he should have been building. Imagine if Mustafa had taken all that obsession and poured it into finding a job or healing his warped ego. But no, he chose the coward's path, proving he'd rather wipe Chantel and Kimani from this earth than face the sight of them living, thriving, and loving without him. Now, Shirley is left to live with a wound that will never heal, mourning 2 generations at once because a miserable, incompetent man refused to rise above his own self-inflicted misery. Chantel and Kimani were light and laughter in human form, and their absence is a void that cannot be filled. May they rest in eternal peace, free at last from the monster who tried to own them, and may Mustafa's name rot into nothingness, just like the legacy he leaves behind.